Hey folks, this is B-Man from the MVP podcast, the People Show, where we talk about the most valuable players in the world of sports. And I'm really excited to let you guys know that today's episode is brought to you by T-Shack. T-Shack is a cafe based right here in Sheffield, and they make the most amazing tea. So I've already had mine, I've tried it, and I can vouch for it. It's brilliant. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the details down below for you guys to check it out. They also do deliveries for those of you that don't want to leave your house or don't want to have to travel to other sides of Sheffield. And yeah, I really hope that you'll enjoy this episode that's coming up. Please leave a like, subscribe. Welcome back to the MVP podcast, the People Show, where we talk about the most valuable players in the world. And today, the most valuable player is Sosa with the sauce.
Subscribe, like, share. You know how it is.
I like how you slipped that in. Yo, we're gonna be reacting to a Bleacher Report article, right? They dropped a top 100, right? But we don't care about them. We don't care about all of them. What we care about right now is just the top 20. So, should we just get into it?
Let's do it. I'm ready. I'm fully ready for this.
So here's number 21, right? It's Bradley Beal. So we're going to move on to number 20 now, okay? Do you want to show it now? We're not going to gander a guess. We're not.
Gander a guess?
Yeah, that's one of yours.
No, we just have a ganders. We don't gander a guess. Lowry. Killer Kyle.
Wait a minute.
Lowry.
Lowry is a top 20 player. Do you know what? I think because he won that ring, they're just showing him some love.
They're showing, of course. But
that's wrong.
To be fair, he showed a level of, such a level of, talent and championship DNA that it's hard to argue with it right now.
Rudy Gobert. My favorite center, bro.
I can see Rudy Gobert being here. I don't mind that. He's better than a lot of bigs in the league. And it's an argument for where he is.
Are you surprised that he's so highly ranked considering the way that basketball is played today?
Yeah, because he's so good at his job. The reason why he's this high is because he's that good on the defensive end. So
he's amazing.
Yeah, but it goes to show you that the two-time Defensive Player of the Year only ranks 18.
Exactly. That's another way of looking at it. Ben Simmons. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Until the brother learns how to shoot, I don't want to hear it anymore. Real talk, Sosa. If this guy cannot hit his shots, I don't want to hear it. He should never be higher than this, ever.
But does he need to hit shots? That's the real question.
In today's NBA, he has no reason not to. You can't be in the NBA. You can't not be able to shoot unless you're a center. The guy is a small forward playing at the point guard position because of his ball handling skills. Teams
he's taller than he's 6'10". If they really wanted to, on the offense, he could play center and play point.
But he won't. But the point I'm trying to make is when you're playing with a phenom by the name of Joel Embiid, yeah, and that is the best way to describe him. The guy's a phenom, yeah. When you were at the 3-point line as a perennial all-star type NBA player, and you stood at the perimeter with the ball in your hand, and your guard, whoever's guarding you, sits so deep that you can't inbound it to Joel Embiid, there is a problem. There is a problem.
Yeah, I get that. We all know that the Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid experiment, it's doomed to fail because of Ben Simmons not being able to shoot. Exactly. And he needs to have his own team around him.
Do you know what this is? This is a classic case of 2009 LeBron. Because in 2009, everyone said LeBron is not a great three-point shooter, although he eventually became a decent three-point shooter, but he wasn't good enough. So just give him 4 shooters and play 5 out.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
And if, for example, if Ben Simmons played for the Golden State Warriors, or a Golden State Warriors type team where he has guards that are spinning and running off of each other, coming off screens and stuff, he would be considered a top 5 guy. But the 76ers are not built that way. They're a two-headed monster. And if your inability to shoot is turning a two-headed monster into a one-headed shrimp, we have a problem.
Let's see the next guy, man. Let's see the next guy.
I'm glad you're telling me because I'll just keep going. Karl-Anthony Towns.
Now, this. What do you mean, ugh?
I'm sick and tired of him.
This is low for him. This is really low. This guy should be way higher.
So how far up do you say?
You could potentially be hitting top 10 in my eyes. Yeah.
He has all the ability to even be a top 5 player, Sosa.
Dude, his shooting splits this season are ridiculous.
Yeah,
like the guy's shooting well above average on 3.
He is.
Like,
especially. Go on.
He's a walking 20 and 10. Come on, man.
I want to remix this. It sounds like a Kevin Love syndrome to me.
Oh my days.
Sounds like a Kevin Love. Do you know him more than anyone else in the league? Him more than anyone else in the league. Do you know why? He would never be a number 1 guy on a team because the guy has not even shown me, not once have I seen him putting success ahead of anything else, right? All I've seen him do for his entire career is complain about the coaches, complain about players, and in certain cases, it was justified. But bro, no way. My favorite point guard of all times, CP3.
He should be higher. Now, if anyone should be higher, he should be higher. What he's been doing, this guy should be way higher.
Thank you.
Bro, they were predicted to be the worst team in the NBA this year. And look where they are, man. They're ahead of set teams they're ahead of the Spurs, the Portland Trailblazers, the Pelicans, all these teams that they expected to have some success. And these guys are fighting with the Rockets in them. In fact, they've got the same record as the Rockets as time as I was speaking at the moment. And it's all Chris. I said in the last video, Chris Paul effect.
Joel Embiid.
I'm not mad at that. Again, he could be higher.
But he needs to prove it, right?
If anything, if we're talking individuals, because that's what this list is, individuals. Although Cat's team haven't been performing as well, he's been having a better season. Cat.
Individually, yeah.
Individually.
But it's a lot easier to thrive in Minnesota than it is to thrive in this 76ers team. This team is built for the playoffs. They've got too many weapons, but the Minnesota Timberwolves ain't got nothing. They haven't got anything. But
it's interesting how they rank this, man. It's I'm trying to see their mind into their ranking.
Same. I'm not, but you know what, Sosa? Like you, I'm not angry at it. Khris Middleton.
So this guy's had a good season.
He had. If we say the first 30 games and the second 30 games, his first 30 games were so awful. He was so bad at the start of the season. It was scary. I am talking, he was horrible. And then he went from averaging 12, 13, 14 points or something stupid like that. Something happened. The guy had a special yogurt and the guy was averaging 28, 29 points per game. It was so silly.
Maybe I can only remember his most recent games.
Yeah.
But I just remember him having a great time this season.
Do you know how I know what his splits were?
Fantasy basketball?
Yeah, I think Santana tried to trade him to me. And I looked at his numbers, but I was this close to gambling because I was like, no way is Khris Middleton this poor. And then he somewhere along the line, he picked it up and he became untradeable. Okay, so Jimmy Butler is a funny type of player, right? He's got the mentality of a first option type of guy. That's who he is, right? He's an alpha male.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's good enough to be an alpha male. So although he's got this team that's working, it's really working, and they could potentially go to the finals of the Eastern Conference. But do you think that this team with him at the top could possibly beat teams that are constructed like the Clippers, the Lakers, or even if we're being really honest, could they even beat teams like the Portland Trailblazers if they're fully fit?
I don't know, man. They've got that. There's that saying. They say, "Hard work beats talent."
It
This
does, but
guy, this guy is like the definition of hard work. Like when I hear stories, it's like, yeah, training started at 10 a.m. and this guy was in the gym at 3 a.m. Like, when does he sleep?
yeah,
Like,
no, it's great. He's got a funny schedule.
like that. So he's earned that number 9 spot in my eyes. And
Yeah.
for what he's done so far in Miami, like they've done really well. They've done.
Yeah,
I'm
they've done
impressed.
well. No, they've done well. They've done well. But he only works as a number 1 option. Otherwise, he rubs everyone the wrong way. But I don't know. I don't see him winning a title like outright as the number 1 option. I think that's my only concern. Anthony Davis, nah, that is poor.
That is pretty low.
That is really bad, considering he hasn't missed that much time. But maybe it's because he's only averaging like, what, is he averaging like 22, 23 points a game? But he's dominating though.
Yeah, because what we see is just points in that, but he's been really good on the defensive end as well.
He's been, do you know what's funny? Anthony Davis and Giannis, I'd probably give it closer to Anthony Davis. If you're looking at specimen like LeBron James used to be, right? You knew LeBron James was just physically, like he was just the best player because of his build. Like, I think Anthony Davis is just by build, skill, and just everything. I think he's a number 1 or number 2 in the entire league, you know?
Do you reckon his season says that? Do you reckon
No, his season doesn't. No, remember, I'm not talking about like statistics.
You're just talking about like how he is at the moment.
Pure, yeah, like as a pure player who are the best players in the league. So, for example, if you talk about pure play, like there's certain players that you wouldn't put like as high as they would if they were like in team basketball, like Steph Curry. I think his play fits better in like a team type basketball, but like individually as a single standout person, he can do everything. Tell me one thing he cannot do.
I couldn't tell you something that he's bad at.
You can even hit threes.
You can hit threes. Well, the only thing that I think that is his weakness is probably like playmaking is probably not his greatest strength.
But actually, it's actually one of his, because he was a guard first and then he randomly grew like.
Well, when I say playmaking, I'm not talking about his dribble or anything like that. I'm talking about his actual his passing and his vision.
We're okay with that though, aren't we? Considering he's a power.
Yeah, because we don't expect that from him. We expect him to catch lobs and to block people.
Nikola Jokic.
Yes. In fact,
yes.
Yeah, it depends on who's ahead of him, yeah. But I think he should be 5. But he's had a phenomenal season. He had a slow start at the beginning, but I think everyone had a slow start at the beginning. Yeah. But this guy's been absolutely going ham. I knew it.
Doncic. Is there anything to say about this kid that we don't know already?
He's that guy. Like, Luka Doncic is this close to being my favorite player in the NBA. This
really?
Close.
Do you know what? I'll be honest with you. I thought he already was.
No. Obviously, there's one guy that's still in and out of the NBA right now, and he ranks as my favorite. If he doesn't make it to a team next year, he will make it to a team. So that's going to be the team I follow.
Fingers crossed.
Let's
James
hope
Harden, number 4.
Okay, I don't know who's had a better season than this guy apart from Giannis. This guy's been absolutely phenomenal, man.
Yeah, well, do you know what? I know who's left on the list, I think.
Well, we can kind of make out who's left on the list.
Yeah.
Like,
and I don't know. James Harden, I'm okay with that.
If anything, I reckon Luka's had a better season than this guy, though.
Yes. No. Yes. Do you know what? If you factor everything together, including team performance, Luka. Kawhi Leonard, number 3. Do you know what? He has normalized his greatness.
What do you mean? Elaborate.
So, do you know, kind of like, do you know when someone is like at the top of their game for so long, you get used to it and you can't give credit to it anymore because you're used to it. Kind of like when LeBron lost what should have been his third MVP to Derrick Rose. It's like people were just tired of voting for him because they're used to it. They wanted something new. I feel like Kawhi Leonard has been that good now. People know how good he is. They've just normalized it.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because everyone was talking about, yeah, but he's a system guy. Like, beginning of his career, yeah, he's a system guy. He's done well under Popovich. And then when he finally did get traded, and it's like, okay, let's see what he does. And then he actually performs. But I remember reading somewhere talking about, yeah, he's a good scorer, he's a good defender, but he's not really good at playmaking or ball handling or anything like that. No, this guy's actually done a bit of everything now. If you see him, he's got a handle on him. He's got a dirty mid-range. Oh my days, that thing is just
sweet.
He is literally, when they talk about Cyborg, this guy's literally a machine when it comes up to it, man. I saw a video on Instagram, and this guy's like, computing, run the lane, jab step, pull up, cash. I was dying. Oh my days.
And it is LeBron James. I mean,
go on. He's your boy.
I have no issues. Do you know what? If I'm being real honest, maybe a little bit too high. If I'm being honest, if I'm being real. So, for example, who's having a better season, LeBron or Luka? I genuinely think that Luka's having a better season than him. Although the only difference is obviously is their where they stand in their conferences. LeBron is at the top. So maybe just based on that and the fact that he's still the best player on his team, he deserves credit. So I have no issues with him being number 2. But I wouldn't be angry if he was number 3 or even number 4. I wouldn't be that angry.
You know what's funny, yeah? Do you remember when we were in the studio and we were talking about our MVP so far? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I remember I had Luka as a top 5 MVP candidate. Or no, top 3 MVP candidate.
Yeah.
And you were like, how can he be like this? And I was like, yo, this guy's leading his team. No. Was it his team? No, he was leading the league in, well, not leading, but he was top 5 in the major statistical categories, like assisting, points, rebound. And I was like, if he's doing that, and the team are winning, how is he not one of the best players in the league?
No,
with LeBron, like ranking number 1 in assists in the entire league, his team's the best team. Maybe, well, after the Bucks, they got the best record.
Yeah.
It's hard to argue to say that he's not been the main factor of it, but no, you're right. I think, you could make a case for a lot of these guys.
And the number 1 answer is Giannis Antetokounmpo. I recently watched a video and I subscribed to them. I forgot what the name is of that channel. I might plug it in the description. So basically what they do is they make a video about what the team did leading up to getting a superstar. So one of them was like what the Golden State Warriors did in the last 10 years to build a dynasty. So they did the same for the Milwaukee Bucks. What did they do to build a title challenging team? And for him, when I watched him go up on the podium to receive it, and when you saw what he looked like, I remembered thinking, this guy doesn't even look like he'll see the court. Like,
when he was being drafted?
Yeah, he looked like a 12-year-old kid. It literally brought back the exact same thought I had when I first saw him. Now, this guy's going to get bounced out. This guy's a child. Look at him. This guy's not going to handle it. And now he's the biggest monster in the league.
No, it's incredible, like the transformation. Like, obviously, what we see is just his actual physical body, like getting bigger.
Yeah.
But it's not just that; his skills as well, man. Like, you know what's crazy? When he came when he was being drafted, they were talking about, he's going to be a good 3-point shooter, and he's going to be like, guys that are going to be spacing the floor, potential rotational pieces for NBA teams, for wing depth. And then you look at him now, it's like, this guy's like point forward, bringing the ball up, dunking on everybody. And only now is he trying to get a 3-point shot. Like,
Yeah.
this is like the polar opposite. If you had that report card for Giannis, and you look at the player that he is now, you're like, these guys were on LSD or something, man. What the hell are they talking about?
Yo, Jason Kidd made his career, man. I don't care what anyone says. Jason Kidd made his career. Not only did he play in point guard and actively said, I want him to get used to handling the ball. Can you remember the lineups that they used to have back in the days with Jason Kidd? He basically got all the guys with the biggest wingspans in every single position. I was like, all of you are going to play the best defense you've ever played in your life. So not only did Giannis learn how to play make, he put so much emphasis on defense. This guy's a center, bro. He's not a small forward or a power forward.
He's a point center.
Anyway, Sosa, close it off, man.
Guys, if you like the video, please go ahead and like the video. Subscribe if you're new. Share with your friends so they can like it, so they can share with their friends, they can like it, so they can share with their friends and they can like it. Really do appreciate all the support you give us. So, yeah, we'll B-Man, put a link up for the article in the description down below. Do all that. Aye, guys, like it. I don't know if you've not liked it or not, man. I've got the stats here, so make sure you do it. But,
anyway,
guys, news out.
Peace.